Hey, how are you guys? It is Harrison Barron from growthgenerators.com. Now, in this video, I'm going to take a break from sales. We are going to be talking about marketing in this video. The entirety of this video of what to do, how to do it, some good ideas that you might want to follow, and then I'm going to make you guys an incredible offer down below. But also, if you're interested, check out my free masterclass, 5 ways to make significantly more money. The link is down below. So this video is all about marketing. Now, I'm going to be specifically covering 2 types of marketing. You have ads and you have organic. And I want to show you exactly what is involved with each one of these and ultimately what you can expect from going through and getting either ad services or just marketing services in general. Now, marketing services are broken up into 2 areas. We have paid and then we have organic. Paid is anything that you're going to take, and I'm looking for money on my desk here, but paid is anything you're going to take money out of your pocket and hand to another company, not a digital marketer, another company. So Google, Facebook, Yelp, Pinterest, the list goes on and on. Maybe your local penny saver, if that's what you have, or your local gazette, local newspaper, local magazine, whatever it may be. You are paying for ad space, and that's determined, and they tell you approximately how much you're going to reach. The second part of that is going to be organic. Anything you do that you do in order to get the world to see your products, your services, who you help, how you help them, and everything in between. So let's start off with paid. I think paid is a really good idea, and I want to share with you guys what those look like. So I'm sure at this point you probably know what Google ads are, and they're the most common way of advertising, especially with a result-driven marketing approach. And when I say result-driven, if I'm looking for IT services in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm located, I'm going to type that in. And you have your Google ads right here. So we have Kiss Bad IT Services Goodbye, Reliable IT Solutions, IT Managed Support Services, and then IT Service Providers. Now, the nice part about that is you could go through and you can go right to Google Ads. And I'm going to click and drag that over. But you could just go and advertise on Google. It is literally as easy as clicking a button. You get it started out. It's going to walk you through it. Now, what I will preface with is you have to be really, really careful. On average, the cost per click for Google is about $3.50. Now, what you can do is the better ads you write, the better copy you write, the better landing pages you have will actually help drive that down, because as Google sees more and more people want it, they want to promote you more, especially if it converts well, because they want you to keep spending money with them. But also, even though you're paying for ads, Google ever so desperately wants you to find what you're looking for. So they're hoping that the money that you're spending between ads, landing pages, and everything else in between helps convert that person, because it gets them to the answer. But they want obviously to sell that spot to and charge you for it. And that's how you get a cost per click, a CPC. Other than that, you have SEO, which is organic. We're going to be covering that in another part. But that's number 1. We have Google ads. It is the most common. And the nice part is it is just so simple. You can advertise on YouTube, as you just saw, as Google buys more and more businesses. There's tons of different ways to do it. But I really like the fact that, especially for IT businesses, it is fantastic because you show up right up here. Now, the catch with this, and nobody talks about it, is you have what's called a funnel of marketing. And I'm actually going to see if I can pull a picture up here really quickly. But let's see. Nope, not Facebook. Google Ads funnel. Let's see here real quick. I just want to see what shows up under images. But I just want to show people kind of how a funnel really works. So you have tofu, top of funnel, mofu, middle of funnel, and then bofu, bottom of funnel. None of these really matter. I was kind of hoping I was going to get a landing page in here, but ultimately you have these 3 or 4 areas. So you want to inspire and connect, think, do, care, and then, reward. But that's really not actually it. You have a funnel where you have to have, starting from the front, right? That initial search intent. So that might be like IT services near me. And the reason why I'm telling you this is so you can go out there and deploy these things to help you get more customers. You have IT services near me. You have to have a good and well-made Google campaign. You can go hire a digital marketing agency. You can hire somebody on Fiverr, ask your friends, whomever, maybe somebody knows how to do it. You could even take a stab at it. I have seen business owners that take a good stab at it and do a pretty bang up job, at least to get over the first hurdle. You have to have a good ad. After that ad, you have to have a quality landing page. And that's what we're going to look into now, is a quality landing page in here. So kiss bad IT services goodbye. We'll give it a second to load here. But ultimately, you have to land somewhere that's great, right? Don't settle for good. Enough IT support in South Carolina. I'm kind of like on the border, so that's cool. Hi, my name is Amy, a little chatbot. Probably a little aggressive there, but can't complain. I like this. This is fairly good. It doesn't necessarily paint the best picture. Does your current IT support have you frustrated? How do you even know that they have IT support? I would not approach it from this, and this is going to be a different video about it, but a lot of this is just, IT, is it unreliable? Is it unclear? Maybe they don't even have one. Think about it, right? And maybe they just want to add on or tack on another provider, or maybe outsource it because they're just tired of doing it in-house, or they need more services. I think a lot of IT and MSPs have a really bad time at portraying the full suite of services and how this all works. That's a whole nother story, but this is a fairly good landing page. I would say out of all the ones that I've seen, this is one of the better ones out there. The reason why I'm telling you that is because if you don't have a good landing page for somebody that you're spending money on ads to get into, you're going to run into a serious problem. This dude looks a little weird, but upgrade your IT support. This is good. Leading ITs, Premier, experience any of the following issues. This is good. High burnout, overpriced, lack of strategic guidance. I probably would change those a little bit, but next level manage IT services for your business. Right? IT consulting services. I feel like a lot of these really miss the mark. I guess the owner, president, all good stuff. But I don't think a lot of these landing pages hit the mark of like really finding the problem in it. That's besides the fact. But I want to show you that you have to have a good landing page, because when that person comes in at the top of that funnel, I should probably put like a funnel back here. But when they come in at the top of that funnel, they need you have to convey the message of what it is they're getting and how they're getting it, and also grabbing their contact information. And then hopefully as soon as they put in their contact information, they go book a call, which is great. That's what you need to have in place. It's not just a Google ad. So if you're not willing to commit to the back end work of building out a landing page that converts well and possibly getting a copywriter involved, it's not worth running the ad, because the ad is only maybe 30 or 40% of it. The other 60 to 70% is actually the landing page. The ad just gets the click. The landing page does the actual conversion on there. This is how paid traffic works. Now, I've gone through and you could see that there's 4 spots inside of Google Ads here. I clicked on the wrong thing here, but you have 1, 2, 3. Then you even have your map pack here, which is going to be everything in the Charlotte area, right? So you have sponsored. Usually it's only one sponsor in the map pack. It's usually not all sponsored. And a lot of times your reviews have a massive hold on how well you're going to do. The more reviews you have, the better. Not always, but it definitely puts you in the running, no doubt about it. And filling out a proper Google My Business page, or now they call it a Google profile, is really, really important. That's organic. Paid ads, organic, this. So I wanted to cover Google Ads. Now, the second thing, I'm sure you've probably heard about it, is Facebook ads. Same exact principle applies. Your copy, your image has to be really good, but your targeting has to be really good also. It's a little bit harder, in my opinion, for MSPs and ITs to succeed with Facebook ads. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is much, much harder, because the targeting on here, while it's fantastic, it doesn't work as well for a business that works pretty much remotely, other than going out and break fixing things. In conjunction with a Google ad, so they get a Google ad, landing page, Facebook retargets, good. Facebook ad to a landing page could be better. I've seen some fairly impressive results, but they are far and few between for MSP and IT companies. Don't get me wrong. Facebook ads are fantastic for a million other areas. Now, if you're thinking, Harrison, what about TikTok ads? Because Facebook obviously owns Instagram. You have that kind of covered. Pinterest, I would avoid Pinterest at all costs, especially for MSP and IT companies. But the last but not least is going to be TikTok. I love TikTok. I think it's a fantastic platform. I will say it is absolutely awful for TikTok ads for an MSP. It's such a low conversion rate. It's finding the right people. Are they even on the platform? Are they interested? Are they interested in filling out their contact information? Now, what I will say, organically, now that we're kind of done talking about the ad side of it, social media marketing, spending time creating content on TikTok specifically for your MSP and IT company, worth its weight in gold, because the organic reach that you're going to get specifically from TikTok is amazing. It is truly amazing. You could go viral and the right people will see it. It is incredible. I've had customers of mine put stuff on there, and specifically like Florida, Tennessee, California, Canada. It doesn't matter where you are, posting and sharing the stories of how you help people, what you do, the services that you're providing, cable management, all these things that are like visually appealing or somebody might want to watch is really, really good. Now we're going to talk about the technical stuff too. I want to dive into the technical here. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, but a massive portion of people, especially in the tech world, do not want to be on camera. I happen to be the exclusion of that. I really don't mind being on camera. Although, I mean, look, it's not as good as being in bed, but heck, being on camera is pretty all right in my opinion. But not everybody wants to put their face out there. Not everybody wants to pick up their camera, do a little selfie, do the editing. It does take a while. But what most people are willing to do is do some kind of marketing. They just don't know what to do. And I want to give you a solution to it. And it is called search engine optimization. Now, I happen to be an expert in this. It took me 5+ years to learn how to do it, but I want to show you why it's really important. Under those Google ads, right, we have the IT services in Charlotte. You're going to start to have these companies, right? We have Complete Networks, we have Charlotte IT Solutions, we have Managed IT Services from Sterling Technology, Buchanan Technologies. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And I've opened up the first few for us, just preloaded them so it helps. And the cool part is you go here, like, don't settle for good enough IT support. And that's actually the ad. But we have Complete Network. Charlotte Managed IT Services gives you a little rundown of what it is, what's included. Now, the reason this is different than your landing page is because this is an informational page on the website. It's not specifically for ads. Now, if you find out that this page converts really, really well, that's a different kind of conversation that we can have. But in here, specifically for this, learn about our IT managed service in Charlotte, IT support in Charlotte, IT help desk in Charlotte, IT consulting in Charlotte, IT outsourcing in Charlotte. Like, this is really good. Now, I could tell looking at this that an SEO expert went through and did a bang up job on this. This is a fair amount of text on here too, which is pretty darn rare. And I'm actually curious to see how much text is on this page. We're just going to go to word count. I just want to see what somebody actually wrote, because they're ranking number one. That's pretty impressive here. How much content did they write? 1,200 words. A high school paper written about the business. Oh, they use HubSpot too. That's cool. Was enough to rank them number one. 75% of clicks go to the number one spot, and that is Complete Network. That's it. Think about it. Maybe there's 1,000 people that search on Google every single day for IT services. Maybe it's 1,000 people a month. Let's go on to like a super basic level, 1,000 people per month. If 75% of 750 people click on their page, even if their page only converts at 1%, that's a lot of phone calls that you didn't have before. And the nice part is this is organic. You can do this in your free time at night, before you go to bed, first thing in the morning before you start making sales calls, whatever it may be. This is the gold, especially if you don't like being on camera. I've taken a break from my SEO services, well, not SEO services, me doing SEO for myself, because I've been making a lot of YouTube videos and they've been eating up a lot of my time. But going through this and doing that is huge. There's a reason they rank number one. Now, they also have to have a fairly good standing view in Google's eyes, but for the most part, this is like really, really well done. And their website gets a fair amount of traffic. Same thing, Charlotte IT Solutions. Now these guys are going head to head, and let's just take a little guess. What do you think the word is? I'd probably say it's a little less, a little more. We got a lot of the bottom, though. I will say that it seemed like there was a little bit more text all the way across the bottom here. Services in Huntersville, Kannapolis, Monroe, Mooresville, Pineville, Charlotte, Concord, right? Like they've labeled out and they've made pages specifically for these areas, which is a great idea. And understanding how to write IT, I actually think it might be a little less, but depending on what's in here and what's buried, may help bring up that text. It just seems a little bit shorter than the other page, which it probably is. Once again, the numbers prove differently, but it seems a little shorter. Now, what I will say also going through this, just looking at it, these guys have it way more dialed in. Improve IT consistency, trustworthy, manage IT. Charlotte, North Carolina gives you exactly what it is and a form right there. Huge fan with that. You don't get that form right there. This is 100% satisfaction guarantee, right? Charlotte IT support, Charlotte's most referrals. Like, I have to scroll, and I know this sounds so silly, but I have to scroll to see what the value is, which is wild to me. On top of that, I have to click into multiple things. So if I want to say like managed security services, I have to click twice. And I know it's just a click, but every click matters. And the more somebody has to click for the information, the more likely they are to leave. Because just like I clicked for information, it is simply as clicking as one button to go back to the main search results. That's it. Or just even back to this main page I was on. That's the big difference between this. But the nice part is somebody who knows something about SEO is doing a little bit. This page, Sterling Tech Solutions, is probably going to lose the third spot on Google fairly soon. But they could easily win the first spot if they do a little bit of homework. And I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. But they did a little bit of homework and wrote more information. And I just want to share with you guys like the main difference here. And I control Alt and posted it here. So let's just see here. We're talking 648 words. Like the numbers speak for themselves. The number one and number two people had 1,200 and 1,600 words. And then you get these guys that have 684 words. It's not enough content for Google to get happy over and excited over. And to give you an idea of like what kind of traffic these guys are getting, I've already pulled them all up here. I wanted to preload a lot of this, but I do have an Uber Suggest account. Now, I do want to teach you guys some stuff. There's a platform called Uber Suggest, and Uber Suggest is just a software owned by a guy named Neil Patel that he writes. Now, it's not as good, but it's comparable to SEMrush or comparable to Ahrefs, SpyFu, whatever you want to use. But the one reason why I like Uber Suggest is I could show this, and it's just super easy for YouTube to go through. I don't have to dive into my SEMrush account and then run 5 audits. This is probably the easiest way for me to show people what's going on. But you have Complete Network, right? They're on a nice uptrend. They're getting 1,500 visitors per month. And this tool will allow you to see the traffic overview. You can do a basic site audit. They do give you quite a bit of stuff for free as far as like what's involved, which is fantastic. That's really what you want. You can go through, you can see all the pages that are doing great. Complete Network, right? 462 visits. Keep in mind, this is on a monthly basis, and this is just a best guess. HIPAA compliance, what is an IT service, right? Managed IT services, Charlotte, right? 107 visitors. So they're getting 107 visitors at the number one spot. Now, I know it sounds silly, but even if they get 10%, 1%, that's one phone call extra per month of somebody that is seriously interested in their services, and that's a low number for them. I promise you, it's going to be much more than that, especially when you're number one on Google. 1% is like the lowest of the low. I've seen stuff 10 as high as 20%. Think about that. Even if it was just a straight 100 visitors right here, estimated visitors on just Charlotte, 10%, that's 10 eager people. If only half of them show up for a proposal and you close 2, that's 2 new clients off of a 1 page on your website. That's the best thing in the world. And the nice part is this works for you 24/7. I haven't spoken to any of these companies. They haven't paid for any of these ads, right? This is just purely organic. Second one, Charlotte IT Solutions. They're kind of trending down, but they're getting about 500 visitors per month. And the reason why I'm showing you that 500 visitors a month is because you watching this video can capitalize on this tremendously. It would not be that hard. Next one, managed T. This is another one that I pulled up. I'll refer back to this. And then we have Sterling Technology, a nice little pop there. They're getting through their stuff. They probably just had like some Google success for a month and then they're going to go back down. Now, I made this cool little calculator. I do give it out in my course. There is a link floating around there. I may drop it down below too, because I do give it out for free, but it is involved in my online course. You have your month, right? You could put in all of your metrics. If you, let's just say you grow at a rate of, I don't know, 20% per month. You get on average, we saw a lot of those guys, let's just say 200 visitors a month. You get 1% signups and a 0.5% purchase rate. Figure out your ballpark product profit. In this case, your product would be your services. I don't know. Let's say it's $500. That's probably pretty darn low, but it's possible. Right? You have on here, disregard this because I don't know what that is, but that's fine. This is me copying and pasting it. You should make $116,000 purely organically if you grow on a rate of 20% per month. If you can increase this to, I don't know, 2%, you're at $200,000. If you can increase this to 3%, you're at $300,000. If you grow at a rate of 25% per month online, you could be at 620 grand. Now, this doesn't take into consideration reoccurring stuff. This is just a very general, I'm making a better one soon, but a very general idea of showing you how much money you could be making if you do organic marketing. This is unpaid for the traffic and the conversions. This is purely organic. Somebody Googled and found you. And I'm going to show you how to do that as this video gets longer and longer. I was going to throw this in as like a bonus to the course, but I think it's so crazy important that you learn how to do this just because there's so much openness in this topic. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing SEO. Nobody's focusing on SEO in the IT space, and it leaves it wide open for you watching this video to demolish your competition. And I don't mean that lightheartedly. It is disgustingly easy to outrank your competition on Google. It's like kind of mind-blowing. And I only know this because I deal with it all the time. So I teach you how to use a little bit of Ubersuggest, right? So in here, we have Ubersuggest. We're going to go through and we're going to do some keyword research. So we can do keyword overview here, and I can't just pull up a new account. That's fine. And if I want to do IT services, let's do Charlotte. Let's just do IT services. Yeah, let's do Charlotte. I don't think I spelled that right, but that's fine. Search. It's going to tell me how much traffic it is. So SEO difficulty, last updated 2 weeks ago, paid difficulty 11, cost per click is $22. So that's on average what somebody's paying if they're on the top of Google, right? And search volume is 70. That is not that much, all right? If you go through and you do some basic level of research for this, so we're going to do some keyword ideas here, right? We have Charlotte. I'm going to do IT serve. Oh, it's already there. IT services Charlotte. We'll search that as I already typed it in. You could go through and you could see all of the results. So managed IT services Charlotte is screaming, create a page for me or a blog post for me. It'll get 110 visitors a month. Now, 110 visitors a month is really not that much. Here's where it gets crazy. If you create, let's say, one page a week, it takes you maybe 2 hours to make a page, which is probably on the long side because there's really not much competition. It's a green over here. Red is avoid. You want to stick with the greens, maybe some of the L's if you really think you could get a one up on there. Managed IT Services Charlotte is going to get 110. This is also an estimation. If you could write 4 of these pages, let's just say Charlotte, Gastonia, Charlotte Mecklenburg, I don't know, around, I'm just trying to pick like areas around Charlotte. And every single one of them brings you, it's ballpark 100. That's 400 new visitors every single month. I'm not talking about this month. I'm talking about month after month after month after month, year after year. Because most IT companies are not doing anything as far as SEO goes, all you have to do is go out. This is the simplest way for me to break it down. Now, I have a way more easy to follow, step-by-step, walk you through exactly what you need, all the tools, what to write, the whole 9 process. There is a link down below for that. But this is the most basic version of it. IT services, Charlotte. Let's just say IT services. Now we're getting a little more broad, so you have a lot more competition in here, but we're searching the United States in English. Let's just say IT services. Let's get a little bit more narrow. IT services, North Carolina. Search. I don't know why I said it with an accent. Please don't hate me. But like, this is the craziest part about it. You went from maybe having less than 100 visitors a month to, if you spent maybe 1 or 2 hours per week and you created those pages, you're talking about significantly more money. You're talking about 4,800 visitors per year. If your page converts at a 1%, that's still significantly more phone calls than you were going to make. And it's easier than making cold calls or cold messages on LinkedIn or maybe not as easy. It's maybe a little more difficult than cold emails, but it is literally so simple. IT services, North Carolina gets 10. So it's a little low, right? But you could do Raleigh if you're willing to travel. Think of all the surrounding towns around you. If you are in Long Island, you have Bayport, Blue Point, Patchogue, Ronkonkoma. The list goes on and on and on. Wherever you are, there are at least a handful of towns, depending on where you are, but I haven't really seen many places that don't have any towns around them. And just write IT services wherever you are and write a page about how you help specifically that area. Is it going to change much between one area to the next? Not really. I'm not going to say use ChatGPT, but you could, right? Hey, you write one page, you just have them rewrite it 4 or 5 different times, publish it around based on wherever it is, and you're done. It is literally that simple to do. But the amount of traffic is crazy. MSP Charlotte. Let's just do MSP Charlotte here. We got MSP Charlotte. We're going to just roll that in. Obviously, we all know what an MSP is and where Charlotte is. Takes a second. Don't hide behind expandable sections, menus, right? I just talked about that. MSP Charlotte, 20. Map of Charlotte. Some of these are not going to be 100% related. That's okay. Like, don't worry so much about it. Charlotte, Florida area, Charleston, Charlottetown map. They're not all going to be applicable. You will have to do some work, but there is so many terms in the MSP world that fit in here. Cybersecurity. And we're going to search that one. And it'll keep giving us more and more and more information the more we go. I'm also going to mention you can search by website and find out what your competitors are doing, but that is not the sake of this video. Cybersecurity Charlotte, 50. Almost no competition, right? Cybersecurity jobs in New York, cybersecurity stats, cybersecurity jobs, Charlotte, North Carolina. Maybe if you're a recruiting firm, what else we got in here? Entry level cybersecurity jobs, Charlotte, cybersecurity ratings, all of these. Go through these. It is so simple, and just one after the next, after the next, after the next, and look for these lower competitions, right? These 4s, cybersecurity events, Charlotte, cybersecurity events. Obviously, you're going to have to do some work and find the golden keywords. Now, that's all you got to do. I know it sounds ridiculous, and this video is now 28 minutes long, so I'm going to wrap it up. I don't want to do too much on here and people lose interest. If you're looking for a very one after the next, after the next, after the next process on how to make more money, get more traffic to your website, I do have a course down below. Click the link down below. It'll bring you through the whole course, how people have done it, all that kind of stuff. It shows you 100% step-by-step keyword research, how to write it, how to publish it. It teaches you all the headings that you need to worry about if you're building your website, how to optimize your images, every single detail you're going to want to grow and beat your competition on Google. That's it. The link's down below. There's no like special discount code. I don't discount this product because it's been around for a while. I've had hundreds of people go through the course already, but it is so freaking good. It is so detail oriented. I take it extremely seriously because this is how I grew my business. And now I'm teaching the MSP and IT world how to do it. So there is a link down below. Once again, click that. You'll see it. Otherwise, if you want, sign up for that masterclass. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. And if you've made it this far, I pray I've at least earned a like or a subscribe from you. Other than that, I love you guys. I'll see you guys later.